Boston's racist, white-hating woke mayor, Michelle Wu, the mayor that had the no whites allowed Christmas party and then also made these comments.
This past winter was pretty intense. Trial by snow, trial by fire, fighters union. I'm getting used to dealing with problems that are expensive, disruptive, and white. I'm talking about snowflakes, I mean snowstorm snowflakes.
Well, Mayor Wu is back in the news, proving that Democrats love to talk a big game, but when it comes time to step it up and back up their threats, they're actually cowards. Here's Wu actually trying to threaten ICE.
Every human being has the legal right to come to the United States and seek asylum or shelter. But in terms of mass deportation, our officers will not play a role in that. And we have not gotten any advance notice from the Trump administration about what they'll do. We stand with immigrants. You belong here. Somos una ciudad de inmigrantes. Boston doesn't back down. We are a city where the Irish coffee is strong and our opinions are stronger. We may not always agree or see eye to eye, but at the end of the day, we are a family. If you come for one of us, you will get all of us.
So after making a super serious threat to ICE, do you think it worked? Do you think ICE was too afraid for their own safety to come to Boston?
Over 6 days, Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents arrested 370 people in Greater Boston. Investigators say they are violent offenders or gang members who are in the country illegally. And according to the so-called border czar, some of them were released by local law enforcement because Massachusetts law restricts who can be held under an ICE detainer. WBZ's Tammy Mutasa shows us this massive operation.
Tonight, ICE says the raids targeted some of the most dangerous offenders in this area. The arrests coming after a high-profile debate between the border czar and elected leaders. In his own words, Trump's border czar Tom Homan says he made good on his promise to come to Boston, find and arrest who he called illegal alien rapists walking the streets. Pictures show the results of a 6-day operation in Boston and Massachusetts, where he oversaw hundreds of ICE arrests as the agency teamed up with the FBI and ATF to target criminal organizations.
I'm coming to Boston. I'm bringing hell with me.
370 people were arrested, including 4 fugitives charged or convicted of murder, 1 wanted for organized crime and money laundering. Gang members from notorious groups like MS-13 and Trinitarios were also busted, and child predators.
I'm not surprised. I expected that they would come in and do a sweep like this.
WBZ law enforcement analyst Ed Davis says there are thousands of active warrants in Massachusetts right now.
Those tens of thousands of names can be cross-referenced with people who have immigration detainers or other immigration actions against them, or some who are just not showing up as U.S. citizens.
So you see, once again, an empty threat by a weak and cowardly Democrat. They really love to talk a big game, don't they? But as far as those immigrants that were intentionally let go, CBS News in Boston did a great investigation of the type of people who were not only let go, but the type of people they're trying to fight so hard to keep on their city streets.
So sheriffs can't hold someone who's been bailed out of their jail. The next logical question is there a standard bail set for people charged with child rape in Massachusetts? We went back into those ICE press releases to find out. Take this man, arrested by ICE in February. He was charged with 3 counts of rape of a child by force in 2022. He posted his $7,500 bail at Essex Superior Court and was released on a condition of staying in his residence. Or this ICE arrestee, charged with aggravated rape of a child. He was released from Lawrence District Court on $7,500 bail with a GPS monitoring device. Finally, this man. He was charged with indecent assault and battery on a person over 14 and assault to rape. He was released without bail, but with a GPS monitoring device. All of these cases are ongoing, and none of these men have been convicted. Does that seem like an appropriate bail amount?
Well, it doesn't to me.
But Stephen Roth, a criminal defense and immigration attorney, says these bails are set by judges to reasonably assure someone reappears in court, not to ensure someone remains in custody.
There's a list of criteria that they go through. Immigration status is not one of those categories.
Prosecutors may also request a dangerousness hearing to keep a defendant behind bars. But attorney Jennifer Roman says detention all the way until trial is rare.
Their primary focus is to ensure the safety of the public while minimizing the restraints or constraints on the defendant.
We know these two men had dangerousness hearings and were in jail for a period before they were released from court with conditions. This man, only 19 years old, did not have a hearing.
When I ran for office, I promised I would cooperate with all the officials that could help keep my community safe.
Sheriff Evangelitis now supports a bill filed by 2 Republican lawmakers, which allows him to hold inmates wanted by ICE for an additional 36 hours. It also asks judges to take immigration status into consideration when setting bail.
I think immigration status is a big factor in whether people are going to voluntarily come back to court.
And Louisa, thank you for bringing this important information to our viewers tonight. How does ICE know when a suspect that they would want to detain is in custody?
Yeah, well, Courtney, it really depends on who takes them into custody. Some law enforcement agencies might call ICE. The Worcester County Sheriff says some may not. And the court system actually has a policy. They will not actively reach out to ICE, but they will not impede ICE if they show up in.
Maybe some of you libs can help me understand why you're fighting so hard to keep these criminals on your streets. And I don't only mean the ones that are convicted in their own countries. I'm more specifically talking about those that have committed horrific crimes since coming to America. And I realize it's not all of you fighting for this. So I'm talking to those of you who are. I mean, I know why racist bigots like Nancy Pelosi and Jasmine Crockett want these people here. It's because they want to use them as slave labor to pick the crops, since apparently that's all they're good for.
Importance of newcomers to our nation. Right now, the best thing that we can do for our economy is to have comprehensive immigration reform. We have a shortage of workers in our country, and you see even in Florida, some of the farmers and the growers saying, why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops down here.
And as they have decided to go after immigrants and things like that, and they've said, oh, they taking your black jobs. They taking your black jobs. Not really. They are obviously jobs that they want us to go back to, such as work in the fields, all right? Those immigrants that come into our country, they work the fields, something that we ain't done in a long time. And clearly, he is trying to make us go back to the fields.
Now, if you made it to the end of this video, I'd love to hear what you think. Please like and subscribe. It really helps to grow the channel. Throw a comment down below. I'll respond when I can. And I'll catch you guys next time.